All right, let's get right into it. Most of us think about sleep in terms of, am I going to have enough energy tomorrow, or am I going to be in a good mood? But what if I told you that while you're asleep, one of the most powerful and complex balancing acts in your body is taking place? We're going to pull back the curtain on how sleep acts as this silent guardian for our internal systems, and especially for our kidneys. I mean, we've all been there, right? You toss and turn all night, and the next day, you're just foggy, you're irritable, you're grabbing for that extra coffee. But is that really the whole story? The honest answer is no. That fatigue you feel, that's just the tip of the iceberg. What's actually happening inside your body is way more dramatic. And that is the heart of what we're talking about today. The quality of your sleep, or lack thereof, has these profound direct effects on your cardiovascular system, your kidneys, and your metabolism. Think of it like a nightly reset button. But when that button doesn't get pushed correctly, a silent cascade of problems can start to trickle down. So, what is actually happening when our sleep is all broken up, instead of being deep and restorative? Well, it all kicks off with an unseen stress reaction. It's like a fundamental switch inside us that gets flipped the wrong way. This slide just lays it out perfectly. It's a tale of two nights. On the left, with good restorative sleep, everything calms down. Your blood pressure dips, your body goes into repair mode, hormones recalibrate. It's a total reset. But now look at the right. With fragmented sleep, your sympathetic nervous system, that's your body's fight or flight response, it kicks into high gear. Adrenaline and cortisol start to surge, your heart rate goes up, and your blood vessels actually tighten up. And that's the absolute crucial point here. Your body is reacting like it's in danger, like it's facing an immediate threat, all while you're supposed to be resting and recovering. This activation literally prevents that calming reset from ever fully happening, and this can go on night after night. Okay, so how does this internal stress actually build up? Well, that activated system doesn't just work on its own. It triggers a really powerful chain reaction that involves some absolutely critical hormones. So the first big player on the scene is something called the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAS for short. You can think of this as your body's master controller for blood pressure and how much fluid you're holding onto. It's incredibly important, and it's meant to be very carefully regulated. Now, here's where you can really see the domino effect. It all starts with fragmented sleep. That activates your sympathetic system. That, in turn, directly triggers RAS. Now, when RAS is constantly being poked, it increases what's called vascular tone, which basically just means it tenses up all your blood vessels. And that raises the pressure inside the kidney's tiny, delicate filtering units, putting them under constant strain. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Let's add another hormone into the mix, vasopressin. Now, its normal job at night is actually fantastic. It helps your body hang on to water so you don't have to wake up a bunch of times to go to the bathroom. It's a key ingredient for uninterrupted sleep. The problem is, when sleep is fragmented, that vasopressin signaling gets all messed up. So instead of helping, it can actually start to promote fluid retention and make your blood pressure even more unstable. So now you've got two powerful hormone systems, RAS and vasopressin, working against your body, all because of bad sleep. And that cascade just keeps going, spilling right over into your metabolism. Those same stress hormones we've been talking about, like cortisol, they also interfere with how insulin works. Your cells basically start to ignore it, which means glucose can't get out of your bloodstream as easily. And night after night of this quietly pushes your body towards insulin resistance and even prediabetes. Okay, so this stuff is happening throughout the night. But it turns out there's one specific phase of sleep where we are super vulnerable to this entire damaging cascade being triggered over and over and over again. And that's REM sleep. And here's why. During REM sleep, our muscle tone naturally drops way down. That's what keeps us from physically acting out our dreams, which is a good thing. But it also means the muscles holding our airway open get really relaxed, and airway resistance naturally goes up. So for anyone with even a slight breathing issue, this can make breathing a lot less stable during this really critical phase of sleep. And this quote from one of the lead researchers, Dr. Richard Downs, really hits it home. When our breathing gets unstable during REM, the brain has these tiny little wake-up calls, these micro-arousals. And as he puts it, each one of those little events is like pulling a trigger. It unleashes the entire negative cascade we just walked through. The sympathetic bursts, the RAS activation, the vasopressin shifts, all of it. So, how do we start to think about this differently? Let's stop thinking of sleep as just passive rest time.
It is an active, essential process for keeping us healthy. It's your nightly health reset.
Good, deep, restorative sleep is a protector. Every single night, it provides this crucial recalibration for your sympathetic nervous system, for RAS and your blood pressure, for your vasopressin levels, for your glucose metabolism, and when you add it all up, for your long-term kidney health. When we protect our sleep, we are actively protecting all of these deeply connected systems. So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you lie down to go to sleep, ask yourself, are you just sleeping? Or are you actually giving your body the chance to perform its most critical nightly mission, recalibrating your entire health from the inside out?